Hi, this is a FreeSimpleGUI tips video. I make these mostly as reference for my future self, but if you found your way here, welcome to the channel, and I hope you find something useful. So this one is going to be about file browsing using the pop-up menu. So we've talked about in a past video about how you have four file browse buttons, one for single button browsing, multi-button, multi-file browsing, and then the saving a file type browsing where you can save in one. And then there was a fourth one called folder browsing where you just come back with just the folder name, not a file name itself, but a link to a folder or a pathway to a folder. So instead of having three buttons that do the first three things, we have a pop-up Git folder that is separate, but this pop-up Git file actually does all three. It gets one file, gets multi-files, and you can use it as a save as well. So it has just these attributes that you make true or false to do that. So if you want multi-files, you'd make that true. Um, but if you wanted to save as, you would make this false and make this true, the save as, and then it would be bring up the save as dialog box. This is going to bring a window, a small pop-up window, and then has a browse button on it. This gives you the opportunity to say what you're actually browsing for. You can make it no window equals true, and it'll go right from your code straight to a browser. But I think that most cases you're going to want to know what you're browsing for in your code. So you probably are going to want this window to come up. All right. This particular project was using, I had a audio book that I bought that came in 21 different chapter files. And that's unusual because most time audiobooks are just one long giant file, several hundred megabyte file, and this came in separate ones and made it a little bit harder to put it on the phone. So I thought, well, maybe I can put it together and make it all work as one. So the thing is it was MP3 files, and a long search over the Python. There's lots of modules that take care of audio, but not too many of them work with MP3. So this one did MP3s, and there was a little bit of setup. We used the glob to get our files. We used this PyDub to get to work with the audio. And you also needed to, for the PyDub to work with MP3s, you had to install this FFmpeg. So there's links in my code to all that. So I'm not going to talk about too much about how that all worked out, but that's what this project is about. So you'll see the code. So let's get to the code. So like I said, we got the FreeSimpleGUI we're importing, PyDub we're getting that, and then the glob we're importing glob. So this is a normal button folder browse that we did. So we're looking for a folder with that holds all our MP3 files that we want to put together, merge together. And that's the only thing in there except for an input box. And so when we click on this, when we finish up with the dialog, it's going to just put that in here and create an event when that happens, and that'll show up as folder. So that's it's going to be a really short window on that. So, and then all we're doing is looking for either the folder or the exit button, either one. So in the folder, this is where we go through our um, files and our yeah, our files. So what we're doing is we're using that glob. This is the line that returns a list of pathways, strings as pathways, and this tells it that it's going to look in this folder and it's going to use a wildcard here, and but just get MP3 files. If there's text files or even WAV files in there, it's going to skip over them, and it's going to just return that list of paths. And then we're going to use that paths to work through our audio and just merge those together with that file. And then this is where we're getting our pop-up get file, but we're using save as equals true. So we're actually looking for a place to save it. So this little pop-up's going to come up and says that the merge is complete. Please choose a save location, and that's going to return this pop-up. When you finish with that, it's going to return the file pathway as a string, and it's going to put it in a variable called save file. And then the PyDub uses this export to export the file, and it's, you know, this is the pathway to where it's going to put it, and it's going to make it an MP3 file. So we're importing MP3s, and then I think it turns them into raw audio files, and then it has to encode them into MP3s at the end. So and then when we're done, we're just saying how many seconds the book is. So it's like 5.5 hours so for the whole book, and so it would be a lot of seconds. I guess I could have did the math in there and put the hours and minutes or whatever. So, but I didn't. So I guess it is just a test thing, and that's all we're doing in it. What I didn't anticipate is how long it takes to do this. I guess you're working with these big files, and it just took a long time to get them done. So we'll go ahead and run this. And like I said, this is our normal button to browse into it, and we're going to look for a folder, and we're going to go, and we're just going to do this test folder. It actually only has 4 files inside of it, 4 MPGs, so it's not all the 21 that's in the whole book. And then we're going to say we're going to select that folder, and then it's going to start merging them. And you can see we got a 1 come up here, and now it's 2. So it's going to merge all 4 of those. And then it's right now it's working its way through this loop. And after it's done that, it's going to go to this where pop-up and ask us about the pop-up. It should. Oh, it hit itself behind it, probably when I was playing with it. So it says merge complete. Please choose a save location. So we're to save as. You can see they're both there. I guess you could set the place you put it so that they wouldn't be on top of each other. So I'm going to go to the save as. And this is actually a test folder with those 4 files in it. So I think I'm going to actually save it in the same folder, but I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to just call it, I'll just call it 4 chapters or something. All right, 4 chapters. And then you want to give it that it's an MP3. MP3. All right. And that's where it's going to try saving it to. And like I said, the thing is it takes several minutes to do this, and your windows are kind of just locked up and can't do much with them. I think we can close this one, pop up, but then you can't do anything with this one here or anything. You can't even move it. So it's going, yeah, it says not responding eventually. So anyhow, I'm going to make another video on how we can avoid this and maybe give an indicator that it's still running. I don't think I can do like a progress bar because this thing doesn't give you any data on how much time's left on it. But we can make a something, make it better so that we can see that it is still running. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for this one, but you guys don't have to. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.